Sometimes the smallest encounter can rewrite your entire destiny. The Taxi Driver's Notebook is a story about loss, kindness, and a mysterious notebook that changed a life forever. It was a rainy evening. The streets shimmered with reflections of passing cars. A young man, Ethan, stood under a flickering streetlight, soaked, tired, and lost. Lost not just on the streets, but in life. He had just lost his job, his confidence, and a sense of purpose. He hailed a taxi, just another ride home. But destiny had other plans. When he sat down, he noticed a small black notebook on the seat. He opened it. Inside were short, handwritten lines. Be kind, even when tired. Every person carries unseen battles. Smile, someone might need it more than you know. Ethan smiled faintly. These words felt like they were written for him. He turned page after page, lessons about life, kindness, and gratitude. Each note felt like a whisper from someone who had already learned what he was just discovering. When he reaches home, he realizes he accidentally took the notebook with him. The next morning, he decides to return it to the taxi driver. He found the driver's number from the app. When he meets the driver again, the driver smiles and says, "I was hoping you'd return it. After you got off last night, I realized I'd left my notebook in the back seat of my taxi. So I started writing in a new one." The driver explained, "I started writing these notes years ago. After my son passed away, he always told me to write what I feel, so I did. Whenever I meet someone special, I write a line." Ethan stood silent, the weight of the story sinking in. He then opens a second notebook, a newer one, and shows Ethan the last line he wrote. "Sometimes the lost souls we meet remind us of our purpose." Ethan's eyes filled with tears. He wasn't just a passenger, he had unknowingly helped heal the driver's heart too. Ethan was not just another random passenger taking a taxi, but he ended up making a deep emotional impact on the driver's life, without realizing it. Days turned into weeks. Ethan began writing his own notebook, his thoughts, his gratitude, his lessons. He started living differently, helping strangers, smiling more, forgiving quicker. He realized something powerful, that we're all connected. Then one day, in a coffee shop, Ethan forgot the open notebook on his table. Maya, a young woman who had just failed in her exams, saw the book. The page was open. "You haven't failed. You're just preparing for a comeback. You can fail many times, but you're never a failure until you stop trying." Tears welled in her eyes. That sentence was exactly what she needed. From that day, Ethan and Maya began adding notes together. Coffee dates turned into writing sessions. Their pages filled with gratitude, faith, and small miracles they noticed each day. 2 years passed. Their friendship deepened into quiet affection. The notebook became their story, a shared journal of hope. Sometimes it stayed with Ethan, sometimes with Maya. It was never just paper, it was a bridge between hearts. One sunny afternoon, Maya booked a taxi to meet Ethan. She left in a hurry and forgot the notebook on the seat. Hours later, the driver noticed it. He picked it up and froze. It was the same kind of notebook, the same kind of words he once wrote himself. He turned a page and smiled as he read, "Kindness travels in circles." It was his old phrase, copied, remembered, alive again. He opened the booking app and called the passenger. When Maya answered, relief filled her voice. She invited him to her home. When he arrived, Ethan opened the door, astonished. "It's you," he said, eyes wide. They laughed, shook hands, and sat together like old friends. Maya listened in wonder as Ethan thanked the driver again. "Sir, this habit of writing changed my life. And hers too. Your notebook was the start of ours," the old man said, smiling with tears in his eyes. "Then it was worth every word." The driver turned to Maya and said gently, "Never stop writing. You never know who might find it next," and he returned the notebook. That night, Ethan added a new final line. "The stories we share connects us." He closed the notebook and felt peace, a circle completed. Maybe that's what life is, a chain of gentle acts passed from one person to another. One taxi ride, one notebook, one message of hope at a time. So the next time you meet a stranger, smile, or say some kind words, and don't forget to mention it in your diary. You might be continuing someone else's story. Every meeting, every word, every act, leaves a mark. And that notebook found by accident became his symbol of hope. So, the next time you step into a taxi, meet a stranger, or share a few words, remember, you might just be part of someone's turning point. Because kindness is the one story that never ends. If this story touched your heart, give it a like, share it with someone who needs a little hope, and subscribe to the Brightside Stories, where every story reminds us how powerful humanity can be.